I just wanted to quickly say the video that's coming out tomorrow, the short on PSAM, it made it sound like, what I was saying made it sound like the camera's going to do everything for you. But in my mind, I was thinking about shutter speed and aperture. Does this make sense? It will probably make more sense tomorrow when you see my slight mistake of how I was wording it. So, bit of a disclaimer. So the program mode on the D5, I was literally talking about the shutter speed and aperture. That you don't have to think in terms of shutter speed and aperture. That it came out like you didn't have to do anything. You can still change your ISO in program, P for program, and you can change other things on the camera, but I was really just talking about the main aspects of exposure, the aperture and the shutter speed. So please just note this for when you watch the video. And also I just want to say, like, all of the shorts that I'm sharing about how I use the D5 and how I shoot, and all the time, always on my channel, there's probably always going to be a quicker way to find your way to a certain setting that I'm talking about. I'm probably not going to know the quickest way, the best way sometimes, you know. I'm just sharing how I use the equipment. So as you know, it's just me doing me, enjoying photography, having loads of fun, and just sharing what I do along the way. And I'm really grateful to have everybody here. If you love the vibe of my channel and the energy, stay with me until Nikon invite me to sit with a real pro who shows me through every single setting and every single way you can possibly use that setting, and all the shortcuts that you can create within your camera to make that setting more accessible for you. I am just going to share the way that I do it. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Bye. Is that okay? Do you reckon? Lion, do I look good? Don't go away. You're the best bit. You have to stay there. Okay. Hi, I'm back on the boat. Yay. You're going to be bombarded with videos that I did while I was awake, so I really made the most of having a house and peace and quiet, and just somewhere quiet to video and do my content and just get really focused. Okay, so there's going to be loads coming up. Hi, welcome back to the D5 diaries, little bits of learning. Sometimes it's annoying, whatever. I'm looking up page 72 because that number popped into my head. So let's see what it is on page 72 that is calling us. Image size. Sometimes life puts you right out of your comfort zone, doesn't it? This is completely out of my comfort zone, coming away on my own. You know, it's just not how I envisioned things. But I've done it, and even though I've really felt sick coming out here today, it's silly. It's just that I'm not used to driving around, away. I'm just not used to being on holiday on my own, away on my own, you know. And it's definitely been out of my comfort zone. I can't get the light right, sorry. Yeah, strangely the journey up here, even though that was the longest bit, didn't feel out of my comfort zone. And then I got here and I was like, oh, what now? And this is giving me a purpose, you know. I know I need to be away and get my strength back and do all of the things. That doesn't mean that it's not a push out there to do that, even if it's for yourself, you know. And I just wanted to touch on that. But just being out here now that I'm actually out and in the car with my camera, I feel so much better just exploring and having fun with the camera. Honestly, it's medicine. It really is. You just got to get yourself out the door. You've really just got to get yourself out the door with your camera. And if it's something that you love or you used to love, even if it feels like you don't want to do it anymore because maybe, you know, you've lost your partner or you've or you're going through a breakup, or you're going through a hard time and you've just lost your mojo for photography, sometimes, or even not photography, changing hobbies, doing something different, but just getting out there and doing the thing that once brought you joy, it can be sparked back up again. But sometimes you just got to really make yourself do it. And I guess in a way the fact that I have to do this, I have to try and make a living for myself. I don't have a choice. I've got to keep going. I have a son to provide for. I've got to keep going. Maybe that is a saving grace, because I can't give up. It's not an option. And sometimes I do really reflect on that. Like, when you're going through a difficult time, it's like you've got to have an even bigger why than ever before to keep you going. You've really got to have a why that makes you cry. That's what they say, isn't it? Not to give up. Wow, those trees over there. I hope this isn't on slow motion, because that'd be so annoying if I'm going blah blah blah. I don't give up. Just get out the door. Like Dory off of Finding Nemo. I really hope that's not happened.